Hey guys, this is Keelan from More for Men again. This is episode 2 of the series, of just filming my life and filming my journey. And today, I'm not gonna lie, it's like super early in the morning. I'm back at home, and I was thinking about some things. I was like, what do I want to talk about today? And today, I want to talk about how we make decisions and how those affect our goals and the things we want to do in our life, and like how we procrastinate because of those decisions, right? So, a couple weeks ago, I had to make a decision for an internship opportunity. And I know y'all don't know, but I was trying to like do a bunch of different things. Like I was dealing with class, I was trying to build a personal training business, and this opportunity came, and it was a good opportunity. So I sat here and I thought about it, and I was like, dang, like I got this opportunity, and I'm gonna have to push everything back. Like I had made a plan, and I was gonna get everything right. I was gonna get my finances right, and I pushed off the idea on other people. That's the first thing I did, and I thought about it. And I was like, I went and asked people. I was like, "What do you think about this?" And of course, it was like, "Are you crazy? Like, take the idea, take it." And so I did, right? And it's strange because when I took the opportunity and I called the lady saying that I would, everything else seemed to just kind of go out the window. So I started slacking on the business. I started slacking on my diet. I started slacking when it came to the commitments and the things that I said I was going to do that I didn't do. And if there's one thing you don't want to do, don't promise yourself something that you're not going to commit to. You know what I'm saying? So it was this last weekend. I was with my friends and we had a great time. Saturday was my last day before my Christmas break. Now I'm home, of course, but that was my last day, and I had plenty of fun with my friends. But I was just thinking, like, dang, I didn't read like I said I was gonna read. I didn't wake up as early as I really am supposed to. I didn't study what I needed to study, just outside of school. And then yesterday, I remember it was like 9-10 o'clock at night. I hadn't even wash my face or brush my teeth. Usually I brush my teeth at like 8 o'clock, and by this point it's like 10:33. I'm just thinking, I'm like, why am I procrastinating? Like, just go and do it. Like, that's the simple answer. Like, we all know that, just go out and do things. So I started thinking about it, and I was like, why, like, do people, or I'll speak for myself since I'm the only person I can really speak for. Like, why do we procrastinate? What is procrastination? Like, why do we put off the things that we know we need to do, that we know we can't do, right? And I started thinking about it, and I was like, because when we're faced with these multitude of decisions, and things that we don't want to do, we push them off as a defense mechanism, kind of. And just for example, like, one big thing with me, like, I'm an older brother, and I have 2 younger siblings. Like, they're asleep right now, in fact. But my younger brother last night, he was on the phone, and like his room was dirty, and the clothes were dirty, and just so forth. And I had to have a conversation with him. And I looked at him. I brought them both in there because it's both their fault. Like, it's both their rooms. And I'm there at the door right there. But it's crazy. I've set them both down, and I said, listen, fellas, this right here, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm affording y'all this freedom, and with this freedom comes certain things that need to be done. You have responsibilities. You have things you're supposed to do daily. I don't have to tell you to do those things. You know what to do. And they know that, right? Like, they know that they're supposed to keep their clothes folded. They know they're supposed to keep the room clean. They know they're supposed to wash clothes if it's too many clothes dirty, And I'm not gonna put all their business out there, but they're boys, they're younger boys. Like, one of my brothers is 12, the other one is 7, and they just know the things that they're supposed to do. And I'm sitting up here like, why are y'all not doing what you're supposed to do when you know you're supposed to do it? It's not hard. Like, even with the dishes, it was like when I came home, it was like a thing full of dishes in there. I'm just like, why didn't you just wash the dishes? And the thing about it, especially I see in a bunch of younger children, not even just my brother, when you come to a point where a variety of different situations and different decision making happens at once and you get overwhelmed, it becomes difficult to respond to things that you normally could just easily respond to. And then it had me thinking just about myself. And my girlfriend at this point, she had she went to go take a shower and everything. We were on the phone, and I sat down and I really took the time to think about it, like the time, to reflect. And I thought, okay, what are a couple things like I can do right now that I can do to stop myself from procrastinating. So I got a pad, right? It's actually right here. I got a pad, right? I write a lot in this pad. And so if I flip a couple pages forward, and then I have, of course, like goals and stuff. And this is when it comes to like that goal making, decision making process, right? And really accomplishing your goals. Like, what are some things we can do to really do that, right? And this is what I found out. Map out your time, right? This is a strategy I've used before. Really breaking down your time. And this is the way I see it. There are 24 hours of the day, in a day. 8 of those 24 hours should be spent sleeping. That brings my total time down to 16 hours a day. Okay, well, Keelan, you got 16 hours in a day. You should be able to do everything, okay? Well, what if I work? I work a full-time job. I have 8 hours, to work there, right? Okay, I mean, me personally, I don't have a full-time job, but I'm just saying, if you did, you'd have to spend 8 hours there. So that means really, when you really think about it, you only have 8 of those 24 hours to really do what you want and need to do. So I bet you're sitting there thinking, well, dang, if I have 8 hours still left, that's still a bunch of time. And that's actually correct. Okay, like, what are you doing with that time? What are you doing with that 8 out of the 24 hours? Let me adjust real quick. So what I did was I really broke it down. And then I figured out, okay, from this time, okay, I multiplied it by 7 so I could find it over the course of a week. I found out, and this is while I was in school, that I had 22 hours and 10 minutes worth of time I could be using, to do the things I needed to do. And if, that's a part-time job. So then I was like, okay, what are some of the commitments that I want to keep to myself that I know I need to do every day? So like, I need to brush my teeth twice a day. I need to wash my face, like twice a day. I need to do my hair. I need to iron my clothes. I'm gonna wash my clothes this day. So every day on this day, I'm gonna wash my clothes on this day. On this day, I'm gonna wash my bedding. On this day, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And when I started to do that, it built a habit of consistency. And when you are consistent and you do things on, every day or on the same day, and you build that kind of like reminder in your head, like, oh, today is this day, it makes that decision-making process. So even if you have a bunch of other different things, you need to do today, it's kind of like watching a YouTube video. When you watch certain YouTubers, they post regularly on the same day. So naturally, you expect to watch, a YouTube video by them on that day. Even though there are thousands of other videos on the suggestion page or just from, other YouTubers maybe that you watch, but like you aren't overwhelmed by that, right? So that's one thing, definitely building that habit of consistency and breaking down that time. Now, a couple things I found that can really improve that, because one thing I found, just a major problem with that, is sometimes we don't know what we have to do. We really don't. Like sometimes, like for instance, I know I can't edit videos yet. And on my list right here, if I look, it have like a dash of YouTube and it says record the YouTube video, but it says attempt to make a thumbnail, right? And I've never made a thumbnail. But the reason I came to that conclusion was because I was recording these videos, right? And they would come out, and I think for what they were nice. But it's just like, are they really the best they could be? And I think that at the back of my head, and then it's like, at least I got the video out the way. So then I would think like, okay, I'm gonna look up a YouTube video to do this, but then I have other things to do, like maybe go to work or do a school or go work out. And then after so much, like I still want to have a social life. So I started thinking like, oh, well, maybe I can do it later. Then later became the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And that's how I started procrastinating. So now, especially since I'm back home, I said attempt to make a thumbnail. And I specifically said on Canva, I was talking to one of my other associates, from school, and he has a YouTube channel. Like, it's not big, but it's a YouTube channel. He, I looked at some of his edits, and I looked at his thumbnail. I'm like, how did you do that? And this leads me to what we call communication. So we had consistency, now we have communication. Now, how do we build that communication? Well, you build it through talking to people who have done it. One thing I stand by is that we are a reflection of the people that we hang around. And I always try to hang around people who know things that I don't know. And Chris is definitely one of those people. Like, Chris is a runner. I don't run. I never get to have me do a 3K. I have to tell y'all a whole different story about that. But yeah, I was talking to him, and I had this other dude, McCoonsey, and some other people, and we were just talking one day, and he was like showing me this, and Aaron was there. That's another associate, and they were telling me all these things I could do, and of course, I put it off because I didn't do it. And then I remember it was just recently ago, I talked to a dude named Richard. He's a dude in my organization on campus. And yeah, he was just like, I can help you edit those videos. Like, you can do this to do that. And I was like, really? And he was like, and then he kind of told me about the process. And I was like, there's no way it can be that simple. Like there's literally no way it can be that simple. But it is. And it was literally just me thinking that the decision was so hard, and it was, just pushing it back and procrastinating, that I realized, I can do it. And that's what I'm going to definitely attempt to do today. So when you see this video, there will most likely be a thumbnail, and the video will most likely be edited. So definitely communication. So build that consistency by breaking down your time and just understanding what you want to do throughout the day with that free time you have, and communicating with people to find the problems and find things to fill the time that you have broken off for yourself, right? And just to figure out, and also it gives you a little extra information as to how to do those things too. And then lastly, this is the last thing, and I think this is very important. This just goes back to what I said before with one of my values. When you say you're going to do something, do it. Point blank, period. No excuses. It doesn't matter when you do it, get it done. Of course, don't wait a month later to do it. Just do it. And that's the thing I feel like a lot of us just hesitate to do, is to literally just do things. Like if you say, I want to start running at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you set your alarm for 6 o'clock in the morning, but you're still tired, and so you go back to sleep. But then the thing is, you don't per se have to run at 6 o'clock in the morning. Sure, that's what you said for yourself to do, but ultimately, what you're telling yourself is, I want to start running. But then when you never ran that day because you said you were going to run at 6 in the morning, and you didn't run at 6 in the morning, you literally wasted the opportunity to go run at any point in that day, and now you've procrastinated with that decision. So ultimately, all you really have to do was just go do what you said you were going to do. If you had just done that, then you would have been that much closer to your goals. And I actually see that a lot with myself. I remember, and just for reference, guys, I am not just the most consistent person, or at least I wasn't. I'm talking about in the beginning of the semester, so August, September. And there was a point I was slacking on my homework, and things just weren't going well. And I had to reach a point where, instead of thinking I was going to mess up on something, or that, I couldn't do something, I would just do it. Because it's like this. I would listen. If I make a mistake, I can just fix it. It's not the end of the world. And when I just did those things, and I just tried to start a business, and I just tried to do that, like, things went well, and things worked. Like, I made mistakes, but they worked, and I enjoyed the process. And so me just doing those things and not, hesitating and setting these unrealistic goals for myself that really just pushed me back farther and helped me procrastinate even more, it brought me to another level, and I could appreciate that. So, guys, if you took nothing else from this video, right, you need to communicate with people to understand what you need to do, right? You need to be consistent, which means you need to break down your time, figure out how much free time you have, what can you do with that time, right? And you just need to do the things that you know you need to do. Just do them. Don't even think about it, just do them. And if you do that, you will be successful and you will reach your goals. I just want to say, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. Goodbye.